Oh, it is a beep test. I can see them doing it at the soccer stadium, at the soccer field.
There you go.
Oh, that's like triggering. I'd be horrified of a beep test these days.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory.
I didn't sleep. Like, I miss out on so much.
Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no hand.
Today was just 1K threshold speed workout. So it's my typical go-to just for a midweek, just for a bit of a, I guess, a VO2 Max top up. So it starts off with sort of, it was just 2Ks of warm up. I call it a warm up, but I probably ran it a bit quicker than what I should have. So that was at around 420 pace, just to sort of get the legs rolling. A bit of stretching. And then the actual workout is 8 times 1K with a 60-second break. The reason I like that workout, it just gets progressively harder. Like the break is not long enough to bring the heart rate all the way back down.
I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice.
It's applicable to everything. Applicable to footy, applicable to if you're running, you know, if you're marathon training. Like, I would find the threshold 1Ks, I'd find more difficult than if I were to go and run 30Ks. Like, I had a 30K long run on the weekend, and I sort of wake up, look, you think about like your fueling and stuff for those, and like you want to get some good sleep, and yeah, I'm not dreading that. It's almost like a level of, okay, like I can sort of sit in here and see how the body holds up. Whereas here, like, you know that your heart rate's going to spike and it's going to suck and you're going to be sweaty and it's going to hurt and it's going to be uncomfortable, but that's why you're doing it. Like, it's all about forcing those adaptations.
Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like me.
Pretty stoked with the workout, to be honest. I haven't, for full transparency, I haven't actually done this track workout for a little while since we've been back at footy. Like, now that we're back at footy, consistently training Tuesday, Thursdays, I kind of like to integrate a bit more speed work in now back on the Wednesdays. I suppose, like, you're always worried when you haven't done a workout for a little while, like if your body's going to hold up, or how I guess the other training you've been doing applies to this. So it's good, like, I'm able to get through it like pretty confidently. Nothing's dropped off. If anything, I feel like better. So that's good. I guess like consistency matters. There come the lights on. Oh, yes. The first one was way too hot, went out way too hot. I think it's because I hadn't actually done this workout for a little while. A lot of people here, new track. I think the head got a bit ahead of me, but so that was like a 316. I think I tried to peg it back to like mid 320s, high 320s, 330. I think the fourth or fifth I sort of actually got to where I wanted to at 340. I sort of sat at 340s for just the remainder of it, really. Like, I was pretty gassed by the end of it, to be honest. Like, I couldn't have done much better than that. Yeah, 340 is where I sort of know that's where my threshold is for repeat kilometers, especially when you're only giving yourself that sort of like 60-second break. That's the purpose, right? It's to like repeat fatigue and level up that VO2 max, you know, just get that blood flow and like increase the stroke volume. Felt good. So I do 3 sets of 10 reps just for wide grip lat pull downs, and I'll typically go over to a more closed grip movement, whether that be closed grip lat pull downs or whether it be a seated row, just something a bit more compact, just targeting all areas of the back really. So get your wide lats with wide lat pull down and get sort of more centered when you sit down with your seated rows. So this is probably like my favorite all-time bicep exercise. Basic dumbbell curls with a slight incline, excuse me. Like, there's probably a school of thought on like footy players like don't need, you know, big arms or like big shoulders or whatnot. It's more in like your explosive movement or like how you're able to manipulate your body instead of like actually just packing on the mass. Peak pre-season, this year I got down to like 77 kilos, and all I'm trying to do is get my 2K time trial time up. After January, and it sort of comes into footy, and you've got to eat more to stay more fueled and pack on a bit more size, I get into sort of like, I guess, what is a comfortable footy physique. It's not just like a running time trial physique, if that makes sense. I feel more confident in myself when I'm a bit heavier on the footy field. Like, a lot of the guys that I end up playing on, I will be like heavier than them, just like naturally, because I'm sort of built like that way, a bit shorter and stockier than your typical winger, which means like my contested numbers are probably up compared to other wingers, but like I'd say it's an advantage, like, to be honest. Like, That's how I look at it anyway. It'd be my favorite position now. And yeah, I'm pretty much just solely on the wing now. Majority of like your most talented players are through the middle. I'm not at that footy ability where I could sort of make it my own. So I sort of had to go to other positions. I think once I realized that like it wasn't going to be, that I was sort of going to have to make my own as like a winger or maybe a half back or a half forward. That was definitely a motivating factor for like just increasing my running capacity. Because like the more I saw like my running increasing and the more successful I was in pre-season, the more opportunity I got sort of in other positions. Because I guess it's just like reward for hard work. I'll stick around at this bench, but I'll go into some hammer kills now. Just changing up the grip. Actually, no, what I'll do, I'll do some shoulder press. Yeah, that's what I want to do. My footy journey's been a bit like, because I've been dropped from the seniors probably like 30 times I reckon in my career. It's good and bad. Like I have a lot of like mates who play predominantly twos and a lot of mates who play predominantly ones. It's a really good club, it's like a really close-knit club, senior and development squad playing group. So that's been really good, but it's definitely been some like tough conversations. I think that's why like I get a little bit of traction on the footy videos and like people just showing general curiosity in how I go to it, because like I've never been like naturally talented at it. I've never been honestly particularly like great at it. Like I just like sort of chip away like through the seniors. I played probably 70% of my footy through the development squad, and just through sort of like getting older, getting a bit more mature, understanding my body a bit more, putting in a bit more work. I've sort of been able to carve out like a more consistent spot. So we went back-to-back grand finals, this current senior squad, and I was named emergency for the 2024 flag. Ran water, like, which like killed me. You know, I came back like fitter, like stronger, put in a fair bit of work, but you know, like I did the best I'd ever done in the 2K time trial. I was like, felt the fittest I'd ever felt, and just sort of ended up sneaking my way out onto a wing role, which like, you know, if you asked me like 3 years ago, I wouldn't have envisioned that. I always make sure I hit like every body part, but like I'm very fluid with it in terms of how my body's just like generally feeling. Like for example, chest, like I have like a weaker chest, I think, in comparison to other parts of my body. I'm always making sure I hit that once, if not twice a week, but maybe not on a Monday, because I'll have DOMs from footy and just be like, my whole nervous system is like not ready for getting under a bench and trying to heave like 100 kilos. So maybe that's a Wednesday thing. Like it's just like a feel thing at this point. So a lot of people will say that's a terrible way to go about it. You should be writing down every number, which like I get. And if that's like you, go for it. But I see progress, still increasing reps, still increasing weight, still, you know, adding size. I can still be fluid with it. So it's just what works for you. If I leave it to tomorrow, then like the client's not going to get it for another couple of days, because I won't get to the post office like by the weekend. And like I had this real moment of like, oh fuck, like what a pain. And I'm like printing them off, and like, because I hand write like all the notes. I'm sitting there like, why would I complain about this? Like I've literally just had people buy my product, and I'm like, oh no, I've got to pack an order. Like, God forbid, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, I like to finish, anytime I've done some back, I'll come and finish on this, just close grip, chin ups, which like slightly easier than wide grip. You could wide grip on this, but I like the bicep pump that comes with the close grip as well. It just absolutely tortures me. Sometimes like if I'm driving home, like, and just arms on the wheel, like I'll get like lat cramps, like bicep cramps. And so I know I've like hit it properly, or I should just like hydrate more, but we'll get there. Yeah, if I'm ever in a car crash, it's probably just because I've had like a double bicep cramp and just.
4 to 12 lines a meet with over 75 4 stages and so much to be explored. Each part has its own energy, and ability.
Is that right?
Yeah, that'll do. I ain't got nothing left.